Gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen,
how's it going?
Hello.
Going
This is
today?
my quick spiel. You have 10 minutes. I'll give you a 5 and a 1.
Sounds good.
So, go ahead.
Thank you. Really quickly, we got some audio recordings at the table. If you mind stating your name, your involvement with the project, and what we're here to talk about.
Tim Miller, executive producer, and we're here to talk about whatever the fuck you want to ask us.
Dave Wilson, I'm also an executive producer and the supervising director of the series.
Yeah.
Tim is also the creator. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
why you skipped
okay,
over.
sorry.
But he's getting old. We're in New York at Comic-Con.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I was in the home.
Go for it.
So, I actually have seen a couple of episodes.
All right.
And
You still came.
my question is, some of the properties I'm not much of a gamer, so I didn't know of, but you managed to still tell a really interesting and good story. How is that balanced, and what was the thought process of trying to widen the reach to people who aren't gamers to appeal to the property?
Like with anything, like the core fan base and the gaming core fan base is massive, so they're going to watch anyway. The goal with the series was always to indoctrinate a new audience into gaming, but not in a way that feels like we're alienating, like the gamers who have dedicated years and thousands of dollars of their lives to these franchises. I think all we really wanted you to be able to do, like my home run is when like a gamer and his partner are sitting on a couch together, and they watch that episode, and that partner is like, "This is amazing!" And they are now interested because that gamer is now proud. They enjoyed it. There's no amount of Easter eggs or fan service that will satisfy that gamer if it's just shit. If it's lame and it's worthless, it doesn't matter. If we can do both those things, I think that's where the home run is. So it was always, and I think that the simple thing about it is storytelling at its core is something that we can all relate to. Whether it the gaming side of it, these fantastical worlds, it's just a candy coating to what should really matter. Whether that's family or sort of anxiety or dealing with loss or freedom or whatever it is. There should always be some core mechanic or thematic underneath all of that, and so we try to do that with every story.
I would just add that when I made Deadpool, I knew all the dudes would come to see it, but I wanted to get everybody else. So that you can say, I'm not going to do anything that violates the love that the core audience has brought, but how do I widen? How do I make the tent bigger and get everybody else? Like Dave said, you want them to bring their friends and their family who may not be fans of the comic book character or the game, and not have it be a favor. Do me a favor and come watch this for me, and then they're sitting there rolling their eyes.
Yeah, even if they
watch it,
if they watch the episode by themselves and then go go and get their partner and be like, you gotta come watch this. That's the goal. It's always that they're proud enough of it to want to share it with their friends and family and loved ones who may not be as familiar with it as they are.
I mean, you have a stellar acting cast here, and some of these folks are, for the first time, stepping into the voice acting booth. I'm wondering for you all, what sort of the reaction of seeing some of these folks really showcase their talents in a way they haven't been able to?
Well, I know the cast leaked, but we're not supposed to be talking. We're not supposed to be talking about it, but I can talk in general. It's games are so popular in culture right now that it's not that they're not popular with movie stars and actors. So
yeah.
Everybody loves it. So one of them came and said, we had a meeting about a movie, and he goes, can I do a voice in this in this other thing? I know you're doing this other thing. Can I be in it? And Dave didn't even believe me. And I said, yes.
I needed video proof.
Yeah, I said, I guess somebody's here and he wants to play a character. He's like, quit fucking with me, man. And so I filmed him. I'm saying, yeah. So I sent it to Dave. So they love games too, and they want to be a part of it. And acting is acting. So
yes,
great.
I would say it's also. It's not just voice acting. A lot of it is performance capture, which they're all marked up on a mocap stage and doing that sort of thing. And I would say which
is less fun.
Really? Less fun than what?
than voice acting.
Oh, really? I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
There's,
But you look silly in the tights.
Oh,
the little
you mean
balls,
for them?
The little balls.
yeah.
For them. Yeah, for them.
But at the same time, like it's amazing because you get to like I'm sure they've made countless films and series and things like that. But on a mocap stage, there's no like you go again and again and again, and it's all you're doing is focused on performance. Like you can move quickly. I find it from a directing standpoint, it's wonderful because you don't have to worry about where the camera is or where the lights are or some extra cross at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's just the performance and really like what else matters, right? So it's pretty great.
Tim, you might be able to drop the initials for who you were talking about.
KR maybe.
He has a big December coming up with you all and something else, so yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yes, that's something else is our friend made that movie.
Oh yeah.
Good. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff Fowler.
Yes.
We all sat at Blur 2 feet from one another, Jeff, Tim, and I.
I hired Jeff out of college. I hired Dave from South Africa.
Yes, Jeff and I started 1 week apart 21 years ago at Blur, yes. It's amazing. It's like an abusive relationship. You can't leave.
They just can't leave. They just can't quit me.
Okay, my question is, with each story set in a different game universe, how much creative freedom did you take exploring and expanding upon the world?
Well, wait till you see a few of the episodes. You're going to say a lot, but a lot of it. I mean, Blur made its reputation for the last 30 years doing game cinematics and cutscenes. So we know how to treat people's IP in a way that they don't. We don't just say hand it over and we'll do whatever the fuck we want, right? We're very respectful of the material. So it's all with the permission of and the participation of the IP holders. So there's one like New World, which I know we talked about in another article. The game is not funny, but the episode we did it's the most comedic one we did, and the principles of the story fit the principles of the game, but we just tell it in a sort of different way. And the game creators said, "Oh fuck, we love this. This is cool," but it is very different.
We found that so there are some new IPs in our new games in our show, like Exodus. So we're trying to be a little more faithful because our show is like an early introduction to those worlds, right? So we're pretty faithful to the tenets and what they're trying to do. But others like PAC-MAN, like everyone knows what PAC-MAN is. So we got some liberties to do things differently.
Huge liberty.
You will never. But
our challenge, like I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but
It's just between us.
It was with the full participation.
When we spoke to Bandai,
the IP host.
And it's like you don't need to say more than they said to us, but the sort of mandate was we would love people to wonder what the fuck did they do to Pac-Man. And so
they were so down with that.
We took them by their word.
Well, that's exactly, yes, well done.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of shit for that.
It was an Adam Sandler movie. You're fine. We're used to different shit with Pac-Man. Yeah.
Like, come on, it was good though.
I mean, I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying like in big, popular, and different outside the game.
Yes.
Yeah, he almost ate his father. My question would be about, because there are 15 episodes and those are standalone, so short stories, the allure of short stories. Because I think you really like those short stories. I remember from Love, Death and Robots, if you adapt Ken Liu, Marco Cross, Joe Lansdale, you know your stuff.
I love to read.
Can you tell me, because we don't have that much, short stories adapted or short form in the highlight. I think Black Mirror is one of the biggest in that terms, but those are original, and Love, Death and Robots, and now those show not only big like 5 season or 10 Game of
just
Thrones.
To give you a really quick rundown of how we approached that was because we love these. I love short stories. Dave reads a lot. we went to all these authors that we built a relationship with on Love, Death, and Robots. We option their book. We make them into short films. We're very faithful to them, and we have a good relationship. So we, at the beginning of this,
Tim idolizes authors.
I do. They're
If
like,
he could marry them
yeah,
all.
I wouldn't walk across the street to meet a movie star,
I was
but
a
authors. man.
literary editor for 10 years.
I love them. So all of these folks that we love their work, we the first thing we do is we build a big informational deck about what's important in the game and what the kinds of things, the kind of characters, whatever. And then we pick some authors that we really like that we
get literary.
Yes, that we
Can you
think
drop some
have an
names?
affinity. Oh yeah. I mean the usual suspects like
Adrian
John
Tchaikovsky,
John Scalzi.
John Scott.
Yeah, Scalzi's, well, he's everywhere.
Ron Carroll. I can't remember. There's lots of them.
Jonathan Mayberry. There's a lot of authors in it. So I stole a Jack London short story.
Peter Watts.
Peter Watts. Yeah.
Oh, I love Peter Watts.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
Blind
looks like the
Sight.
sort of guy who would love Peter Watts.
So we go to these guys and we say, give us a pitch. Like, here's the information about it. Give us a pitch back. Could be a paragraph, could be a page. And they give us a pitch back. And from the pitch that we like best, that's what we develop the story from. And they don't write the scripts because screenwriting is a unique, little weird bastardization of writing.
Loves screenwriters too.
I do not like scripts. But they write a prose version of the story. So it's essentially a short story.
Peter Watts wrote
we
Armored
would,
Core. Peter Watts wrote the Armored Core short.
Yeah.
we would love to write we would love to publish an anthology book, like we do a little Love, Death, and Robots anthology. But we have short stories of all of our episodes.
Absolutely.
And
You
if
have a
Amazon would publish the book,
Yes.
We have
And
a
then they
Peter
could-
Watts
then
short
we
story.
can-
It's so hard to get it. I tried.
Yeah.
Because I know Peter is so busy because of you.
he likes that.
Yes, he's working on. He's awesome. He's like when we. So I directed the Armored Core episode, but like the thing that Peter does so well is like he creates sort of broken heroes, right, who thrive under like conditions that most normal people wouldn't sort of thrive under. And his Armored Core episode was weird, and as a result, awesome. Like yes.
It's fucked up.
I mean, that's Peter's.
That was fucked up. Yeah.
That's all the time we
Thank
have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Could I ask you? Am I that
Sure.
I really love. I mean, Peter wrote columns for the magazine that I worked in Poland
really?
for like 6 years. He's one of the most intelligent
Yes.
beings
He's a-
there is. I mean, I remember reading Blind
Blindside. Yeah.
and I was like,
I love that too. They moved between
my friends
the
couldn't.
eye flickers.
My friends couldn't understand it. I actually majored in biotechnology, so I was study matters.
He's good.
So I did.
We had like 50 or 60 authors on our list.
Oh yeah, my
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
So cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, come over here. We're gonna go over it this way.